the show. Ifeajuna led the group of soldiers to Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa's house, where he was arrested. Although it was not in their original plan to kill the Prime Minister, Balewa was shot and killed when it became apparent that the coup had failed. Ifeajuna also carried out the killing of Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Lagima, who was the commander of the 4th Battalion in Ibadan. Lagima had been a guest at a hotel in Ikoyi when he was lured out of his hotel room to the lobby, where he was gunned down by the major. Lieutenant Colonel David Ejo, the commanding officer of a battalion in Enugu, had also been a guest at the party and a target for the coup plotters that night as well. But he narrowly escaped death by a last-minute change of hotel room from the one initially booked for him. On the night of the coup, a party was being held in honor of Brigadier Mai Malari. Some other senior officers in the army were in attendance. Lieutenant Colonel James Yakubu Pam was abducted in the presence of his wife and children and killed shortly after by Major Chris Anuforo. Major Anuforo was also responsible for the deaths of Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Chinyelu Unegbe, Colonel Kerr Mohammed, and Minister of Finance Chief Festus Okotie Ebo. The Premier of the Western Region, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, had heard rumors of the coup before the day and tried to warn Sir Amadu Bello, but to no avail. He was home in Ibadan when the wife of his deputy, Chief Fani Kayode, who had already been arrested, called Akintola to warn him of the impending danger. Not long after, a group of soldiers led by Captain Emmanuel Nwobosi arrived at the Premier's lodge. Immediately, Chief Akintola opened fire and defended himself. He was eventually killed by Captain Nwobosi and his men. By the time the coup plotters stopped firing, only one of the army's high command was alive and well, Major General Johnson Umunnakwe Thomas Ironsi. Ifeajuna's failure to eliminate General Ironsi was a fatal blow to the coup. Ironsi and other senior officers had been at the party organized by Brigadier Mai Malari to show off his new teenage bride. After the party, by a fortuitous turn of events, Ironsi went on to attend another party while other officers returned to their homes and lodges. When Major Don Okafor and his team of mutineers reached Ironsi's home, he was nowhere to be found. Hours later, the GOC came home only to be informed of the ongoing plot to overthrow the government. He had been contacted by Elizabeth Pam and from the residence of the Prime Minister. Ironsi subdued the coup and became the only senior officer on the death list who survived the onslaught. When Nzeogwu discovered that the South had not been completely taken over by Ifeajuna, he made a radio broadcast declaring a state of martial law over the northern region of the country. By the end of the coup, about 22 lives had been brutally claimed. The civilians who had been killed included Prime Minister Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Premiers Amadu Bello and Samuel Ladoke Akintola, Finance Minister Festus Okotie Ebo, Ahmed Ben Musa. This was Amadu Bello's Senior Assistant Secretary for Security. Hafsatu Bello, Latifat Ademulegun, the pregnant wife of Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun, who was shot in bed with her husband, Zarumi, Amadu Bello's bodyguard, and Ahmed Pategi, the Premier's driver. Military and police personnel include Brigadiers Samuel Ademulegun and Zakaria Mai Malari, Colonels Ralph Shodeinde and Kerr Mohammed, Lieutenant Colonels Abogo Lagima, James Yakubu Pam and Arthur Chinyelu Unegbe, Sergeant Daramola Oyegoke, Lance Corporal Musa Nimzo, Police Constables Yohana Garkawa, Akpan Anduka, Hagai Lai and Philip Lewande. The president, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was abroad on medical leave at the time of the coup. Nwafor Orizu, the acting president, while Azikwe was away, was also spared in the onslaught. Shortly after the coup failed, the Rum cabinet of Tafawa Balewa tried to choose an acting prime minister in the person of Zana Bukar Dipkarima, but Orizu did not give any approval. However, after a meeting with Ironsi, Orizu announced at 11 p.m. on January 16, 1966, that the cabinet had handed over the reins of affairs to the military. The next day, Monday, January 17, 1966, General Aguiyi Ironsi officially took over the leadership of the country. He established a supreme military council and thus began the first military regime in Nigeria. Nzeogwu also surrendered after negotiations with Ironsi after the latter had sent some delegates on a peace talk to Nzeogwu to elicit willful surrender. After agreeing with Ironsi's conditions, Nzeogwu surrendered and handed over the northern region 3 days after the coup before he was arrested and detained contrary to the initial agreement. Other co-conspirators of the coup were also arrested, but they never appeared before a military tribunal for 6 months, and this singular act, considered unjust by the northern section of the Nigerian army, would pave the way for more devastating events. Since 1966, Major Kaduna Nzeogwu has been hyped as the leader of Nigeria's first military coup. This has been widely assumed as a result of Nzeogwu's visible role during and after the coup. The Major was the only one who was able to carry out the coup successfully in his chosen target region. Following his coup victory, he delivered his infamous speech over the radio. As a result, the false belief that he was the coup leader circulated. Nzeogwu was not the leader of Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966. As a matter of fact, he was not brought into the conspiracy until the coup plot reached the logistical stage.
Can you post this in a bag?
Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna was no doubt the brain behind the coup.
So what? Are you talking to me?
You see, there is one impression I want make we get clear. Now, Michael Zekome, Dr. Michael Zekome said this thing now that this lady just said now, that Ojukwu Nzeogwu was brought in. He was not originally at the beginning. That means they don't plan the thing finish. Almost they don't finish. They were rounding up. As they hear rounding up, as they tell that one for Kuwait, they are rounding up. That was at the point where they were. Then he was brought in. And he was never the leader. But today, ask them in Nigeria, they go tell you say Ojukwu lead the coup. Because he's an Igbo man. Continue. That's just what I wanted to make us understand.
And if you listen to something else, Ironsi told Obosi to surrender the north. So before Obosi could have been the one in charge of the north, then that means Obosi had a very high ranking power.
That is it. That is it.
But there is something courageous about this coup, and it is very interesting because it takes men that can do anything to save the lives of millions of people in Nigeria to take this kind of decision, because they had to take this decision of this coup because of the Fulanization agenda, because of the conquest of Uthman and Fodio that was playing in, because of the corruption, because of the massacre, because of the nepotism, because of the hegemonic tendency that plays in the same way it is playing today, because of the way Britain had handed over power dominance into the hands of the Northern Caliphate. And you listen to something else. They said our ceremonial president, Azikiwe, was not in the country when this was happening. He was in the Caribbean, in the UK, enjoying himself, having fun. So invariably, he must have seen the template of the colonization agenda playing in before his very eye. So because his hands was tied and he is just a ceremonial president, he cannot do anything, just like you have a Hossein Bajo seated there to answer yes or yes sir. He had to run away to go and enjoy himself and then start watching from where the bomb will explode. But for the bomb not to explode, it took gallant men, courageous women to be able to take a decision and then carry it out. Because if you don't remove those figureheads that are the demonic people trying to destroy the entire people in the country, there is no how people can be saved.
Coup. He was an Onitsha-born Igbo who served as brigade major in Lagos. He was a well-known international athlete who held the Commonwealth record for high jumping. He also attended the University of Ibadan. Ifeajuna later wrote a manuscript outlining his reasoning for believing a military coup was necessary. This manuscript was never published. When Ifeajuna realized Ironsi was rounding up those who had participated in the coup,
Wait, it's even good that you brought up this thing, because yesterday I wanted to bring it up because I listened to it. It's the second one that I did not listen to. This manuscript that they refuse to publish, have anybody taken a thought? Why was the manuscript no manuscript? You know, say grammar, no, they like am. Na the agenda of the northerners, their agenda, they no gree make anybody see am. They hide them till now when me and you dey here, and they, instead of you to hear from that agenda, you are now seeing the fulfillment of that agenda. That is the Fulanization, Islamization, and Sharialization that is going on now. Want to continue?
Does any other person have something to say before we continue? Van, you have something to say?
Ojukwu. And so the program of the zoo have always been they have playing their program the way they want, but we have already known where they're going to, and therefore we are not going to fall into their pranks and to their play. You know, all these are things that we have already known from time. Nzeogwu and the rest of them. These are history, and anybody that doesn't learn from this history to know that they have always been ready to set us up from day one. So if you fall to their setup, your name is sorry. We cannot be set off anymore. We have distanced ourselves from the zoo and will never be a part of it anymore. And, you know, it cannot be overemphasized what is happening. So let's continue, my brother.
he disguised as a woman and fled to Ghana. Some argue that Nzeogwu's involvement in the January 1966 coup was part of a grand Igbo plan to dominate the country. This argument ignores the fact that Nzeogwu was an Igbo only in name. Major Nzeogwu was born in Kaduna, the capital of the northern region, to Igbo immigrant parents from Okpanam, present-day Delta State, then in the Midwest region of Nigeria as of the time of the coup. His family and military colleagues referred to him as Kaduna because of their attachment to the city of Nzeogwu's birth. Kaduna Nzeogwu wore northern mufti when he wasn't in his army uniform and frequently referred to himself as a northerner. Nzeogwu spoke Hausa, the lingua franca of the northern region, like a local. In fact, Nzeogwu's command of the Hausa language was superior and better than his command of the Igbo language. So, what possessed a moralistic young man like Nzeogwu to assassinate the nation's most powerful northern politician in the dead of night? Nzeogwu's logic is chilling in its simplicity. To get rid of corrupt ministers, political parties, trade unions, and the entire clumsy apparatus of the federal system.
To get rid of the corrupt politicians.
But why did he, is it of truth that he introduced himself as a northerner? Or is this a comment, or maybe the publisher is just trying to fabricate a story?
It's good, very good you ask this question, because we were told here also that people are believing, that northerners said that Chukwuma led the coup because they want to take power from the northerners, or they want Igbos to be in charge of the whole nation. But number one, I want us to understand that Chukwuma was brought into the coup plan. He was not there when it was initiated. He was not there when they were planning it. He only came in when they were at the end of the plan. They brought him in. He did not lead the coup. He worked under somebody. Why are they now telling you that Ali Nzeogwu led the coup? Somebody directed him. He followed according to the direction. And then they are telling, he also, listen, one thing we must understand again is that he was like in a loggerhead with Ojukwu somehow. If you read the history very well, why we struck, or why we something like that, why we struck or why we rebel. I read that book when I was in secondary school class 2. I can't remember very well, but I know that him and the Ojukwu, they know to agree. They know they in good terms. I think Ojukwu even saved some people he would have killed. And why is what I'm seeing now, that he is not even accepting to be an Igbo. If you listen to the person speaking and explaining, the person said that they are calling him Igbo, but he said he is not accepting Igbo. So people know him as Kaduna. Chukwuma is even a name that he left in somewhere in Mpoko. They know him, say your name na Chukwuma. But him know they see himself as an Igbo person. He sees himself as an Hausa man and behave as a Hausa man. And he did not take part in the coup because he wanted the leadership. No, he wanted to eliminate all the corrupt politicians and trade unions and so on and so forth. And if you go on to read, they will tell you that there was something going on either in South Africa or somewhere in Africa. He wanted, after the coup, he will hand over everything to any interim government to make sure that Nigeria have good government, and he will leave to fight for one country in some other Southern African just for their freedom. Carry go.
West region of Nigeria as of the time of the coup. His family and military colleagues referred to him as Kaduna because of their attachment to the city of Nzeogwu's birth. Kaduna Nzeogwu wore northern mufti when he wasn't in his army uniform and frequently referred to himself as a northerner. Nzeogwu spoke Hausa, the lingua franca of the northern region, like a local. In fact, Nzeogwu's command of the Hausa language was superior and better than his command of the Igbo language. So, what possessed a moralistic young man like Nzeogwu to assassinate the nation's most powerful northern politician in the dead of night? Nzeogwu's logic is chilling in its simplicity. to get rid of corrupt ministers, political parties, trade unions, and the entire clumsy apparatus of the federal system.
May that one waka enter blood, may the year first. So, to end corruption, to end the criminals, to end the massacre. That is the reason for the coup. It was not because we wanted to be in power.
Okay.
And they deceive now with concocted history where they turn them upside down for one Nigeria. There was one song they used to sing that time in whether nursery or primary school. They say now Ojukwu na him caused the war. That Ironsi was actually the one that was trying to make peace. Ojukwu caused the war. Ojukwu caused the war. Hey,
As he make peace finish, now where he dey?
I wonder.
Make peace.
What is certain is that Nzeogwu harbored anti-government sentiments for several years before January 1966. Colonel Ralph Shodeinde, Nzeogwu's boss at the Nigerian Military Training College, had previously reported the major to army headquarters for allegedly disseminating anti-government messages to junior officers.
Now, there is something resounding here you need to understand. According to these characteristics of Nzeogwu here, he was someone that was not always ready to see so much of scandal, destruction of the junior officers. He was not ready to condone it. He was always outspoken, speaking up because of the injustice that he saw. This is one characteristics of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you see in Nzeogwu. Because of the marginalization and the massacre of people, he was not able to condone it. He had to speak up, even while inside the military school.
According to Shodeinde's report, Nzeogwu was attempting to poison the minds of these junior officers against the government. Even though the coup had been largely termed an Igbo coup, it was foiled by Igbo officers. Interestingly, those who foiled the coup were Igbo senior officers: Major General Johnson Ironsi, Emeka Ojukwu, Conrad Chukwu Jimje Dibia Nwawo, Alexander Atta Madiebo, and Major Afonso Keshi. As Brigade Major, Keshi informed Madibo of the coup. Madibo moved over to the brigade headquarters where Nzeogwu had taken over Ademulegun's seat and worked on Nzeogwu. Ojukwu, commanding officer 5th Battalion, stood his ground strategically and all worked with Ironsi to end the coup. Although he may have wanted to end the MPC government, Ojukwu was not willing to work with the majors. He was at the parade ground when a telegram arrived informing him of the coup. Before he dared to tell his men, Ojukwu disarmed them, locked the armory, and sent the armory keys to a relative in Kano for safekeeping. Ojukwu informed his friend Kano's emir, Alhaji Ado Bayero, of the event, and the two men rode in the same car through Kano's streets, making a radio appeal for calm in coordinated acts of solidarity. Bayero was then taken to the battalion for protection by Ojukwu. He also received orders from one brigade in Kaduna, allegedly from Brigadier Ademulegun, but he wasn't fooled and ignored the orders. When Nzeogwu came out and later asked Ojukwu to release funds to pay his soldiers, Ojukwu refused. Captain Ude, one of Nzeogwu's aides, was dispatched to Kano, but was arrested on Ojukwu's orders when he arrived.
Pause, I beg. Pause. This lady or journalist, she lied here when she said that Ojukwu informed his Kano emir counterpart or whatever to secure whatever armory, there in Kano for him. She lied. Ojukwu never worked with any Fulani Caliphate. Ojukwu held them with perfect hatred Ojukwu don't believe them. Ojukwu can never connive or had a discussion, believe that that discussion is authentic. Ojukwu always call these people, vandals, call them vandals, betrayers. Whatever Ojukwu said that will be benefit of the country, these people are the ones that will rise up and thwart it and object it. So there is no way these journalists will make us prove that Ojukwu informed one Kano caliphate or Fulani, this is top politician in Kano, to help him to do this, to help him to do that. Ojukwu never had one belief trust on this. So if she's trying to say this, it's just fabricating it. I think the main truth I heard about how this thing transpired is from what's his name? Michael Nzeogwu. He just narrated it, split it, pieces it, and it was clear. Zoo media, like our leader used to say, our leader Onye Dumas used to say, zoo media, they can cook concoctions and give you, and you believe. Just like the way they told us that Nigeria hasn't independent. When Nigeria has not been colonized by any country, Nigeria has not existed before 1960. They tell you that Nigeria has independent. Yes, this is how
Don't mind
media
them.
can.
Don't mind them. What do you want? What do you want to hear from junk journalism? What do you want to hear from Zoo? What do you want to hear from the enemies? This woman is definitely working for, talking for the Zoo. So how do you want people to believe this? That is why they remove history from schools. If they want us to accept what this woman, let them bring back history to our schools. Don't mind them. This is junk journalists. Don't mind them. I don't even believe it. I don't even want you guys to keep playing this because it doesn't make sense for me. I swear to God.
I was just paying attention. Let me get the depth of what she's saying. But once she said that Ojukwu called one Kano caliphate or one top politician in the Kano, I said Suma has ever lied. If you listen all the publications of Mecca, Ojukwu, all the interview he had both with the Zoo media and with the BBC journalists and with other foreign journalists, he never for one day give kudos to Fulani Janjaweed. Never one day. He said that they are the problem of Nigeria. He said as far as the British ambassadors in Lagos is backing them, nothing worked. That's why they went to Aburi with Yakubu Gowon after they finished talking. They arrived in Nigeria. The British, the British High Commissioner in Lagos. That was when the capital was in Lagos. The British High Commissioner in Lagos told Yakubu Gowon to turn down the Aburi Accord, and he turned it down because what the Hausa Fulani gave him the pressure. The British High Commissioner then told Hausa Fulani to mount pressure on Yakubu Gowon to turn down every Aburi Accord that he had with Ojukwu in Ghana. So this is how Ojukwu see these people that they are not ready to change and they will never change till their kingdom come. Telling me to believe that Ojukwu have the morale to believe Janjaweed. You know, those days, Ojukwu used to call them Hausa Fulani, but he never knew that these people, they don't believe in Hausa Fulani. What they believe is Fulani. Once you are Fulani, you are Fulani. Fulani means conquest, domination, and overthrow and divorce, something like that. So, as I then, they call themselves Hausa Fulani. That is the kind of introduction they gave themselves. But today, what we are hearing today is only Fulani. To the extent when this presidential election was about to kick off, they said that Fulani will come out in mass and they vote so that North will retain power or something like that. But they never said Hausa Fulani will come out in mass. They said Fulani will come out in mass. They even credited themselves 130 million Fulani in Nigeria. When have you heard the census that Fulani is 130 million? It's a fraud. These people, they know how to, to cook concoctions, and rise up population. Give themselves credit. When they say 130 million, they have already rigged the election. So there is nothing like Hausa Fulani then. It was only Fulani. They only try to enter Hausa, use them as a winning tool to conquer everybody. But today, what we're hearing is only Fulani, Fulani, Fulani. So let's forget it. Thank you.
I do cry. Let me
Yeah.
let me help the journalists.
Yes,
If
please.
actually that was in a regimental unit, if Ojukwu had locked up the armory and then sent a key to a safe place in another
Emir.
place,
Yeah. In Kano. Hey! How?
the person, I think, according to the video, sent the key to someone that was related to him. He
Yeah.
sent the key of the armory to someone that was related to him. Now, secondly, if, according to the journalists, they had concocted that Ojukwu later saved somebody else from the coup not to be killed, that means they have, in another way, exonerated Ojukwu by making us know that the lies and propaganda that was told against Ojukwu, that Ojukwu was the one that caused the war, was not actually so, because Ojukwu was actually protecting some of their people. So if Ojukwu was actually protecting some of their people, the lies and propagandas that they came up before has been exonerated. At times you want to propagate lies and blackmail against the Biafran people, but you end up using it to do what? To clear our names. So people went to nursery school and primary school, and they remember the song, that marching song that they used to sing and say Ojukwu caused the war. It was Gowon that came as the savior. Ojukwu was the one. So from this story now, when I turn here now, where they tell us say Ojukwu was actually helping some of the Janjaweed in the north, use this one to correct that marching song that we used to sing that time. We move.
Thank you very much. We go
He
carry
was
on.
at the parade ground when a telegram arrived informing him of the coup. Before he dared to tell his men, Ojukwu disarmed them, locked the armory, and sent the armory keys to a relative in Kano for
I
safekeeping.
said, Hero.
Yeah, he sent the key to his relative.
In
He
Kano.
sent the key to his relative in Kano.
Hey.
It was not to the Janjaweed that he gave the key of the armory. So that means sending the key of the armory to Ojukwu's relative was for the armory to be protected, and nobody will be able to go and know where that key is to be able to come and get access to the armory. So it's only the relative of Ojukwu that knows where the key is.
Yeah,
and that
but
should be to the
how,
interest of Ojukwu and his men.
how can he be fighting his enemy and send his relative to reside in enemy's region? Just think about it.
No,
So
don't misunderstood the scenario here. You are to protect the armory. The armory is under your supervision. And then you know that if the key is with you at that very position, that it is dangerous. So you have to look for a safe haven for that key of that armory. That is why the key was sent to his relative to secure it.
in Kano.
To secure it, so that when there is signal that needs to be opened of the armory, he will know that the key is secured, and they will be the first people to lay hands on it. So whether it was in Kano or it was in Kaduna or was in Lagos or the east, remember that the military headquarters was in the north. So all the top officers were there in the north, not in the east. When you hear of the Biafran war, it was when it finally started that every man came down to come and defend their land. But normally, just like you have a defense academy in Kaduna today, that is where all the major military personnel were basically stationed to be able to run the affairs. So if his family was in Kano, that is where he had to send the kid to know that it is secured and then keep it. So it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Ojukwu informed his friend Kano's emir, Alhaji Ado Bayero, of the event, and the two men rode in the same car through Kano's streets, making a radio appeal for calm in coordinated acts of solidarity.
If you listen to something here, you will see the wisdom and the trickish work that Ojukwu did. Ojukwu, after securing the armory, he sent that key to his relative to keep. Before he now went to go and talk to the emir and then try to maintain calmness. Where everything is very powerful is that armory. But he made sure he took out the armory in the eyes and in the hands of the Janjaweed. He went to go and keep the key in a safe place before he now came to come and try to make calm and make peace so that the thing will not escalate. Hi, Ojukwu. So at the end of the day, the armory is secured. And while he's trying to go and make peace and calm, they will not go and destroy the armory and come and start killing him because he has already secured the armory. Nobody can have access to the ammunition. Wisdom man.
Wisdom man indeed.
Bayero was then taken to the battalion for protection by Ojukwu. He also received orders from one brigade in Kaduna, allegedly from Brigadier Ademulegun, but he wasn't fooled and ignored the orders. When Nzeogwu came out and later asked Ojukwu to release funds to pay his soldiers, Ojukwu refused. Captain Ude, one of Nzeogwu's aides, was dispatched to Kano, but was arrested on Ojukwu's orders when he arrived. Brigaders Johnson Ironsi, Samuel Ademulegun, Babafemi Ogundipe, and Zachariah Maimalari were the foremost senior officers of Nigerian origin before indigenous soldiers took control of the army. When it was announced that the British soldiers would soon leave the country, it became clear that the experienced trioka of Ironsi, Ademulegun, and Ogundipe were the prime candidates for the position of Grand Officer Commanding GOC of the Nigerian Army. Of leaders, Agoye Ironsi was the most decorated. He was a tall, physically imposing man who appeared to be a soldier, but was easygoing and spoke in a slow, measured tone. Ironsi was regarded as the best soldier of his generation, capable of commanding a United Nations peacekeeping force in the Congo, which he did twice, the first African to do so. While in the Congo, Ironsi took the rank of Major General, but when he returned to Nigeria, he reverted to Brigadier. Brigadier Samuel Ademulegun was the most controversial of the brigaders. He was a disciplined officer. While he was recognized as a first-class soldier, he was unpopular in the army, particularly among junior officers. His open friendship with Sir Amadou Bello, the Saduna of Sokoto, earned him few military friends, and accepting a horse as a gift from the Saduna irritated many junior officers who ignored the fact that Ademulegun was not in a position to refuse gifts from the country's most powerful politician. Ademulegun ironically believed that his political connections would land him in the position of GOC, and as a result, when he did not get the job, he became envious of the new GOC and was not shy about pointing out the shortcomings of the man chosen ahead of him. Brigadier Zachariah Maimalari was a notoriously ferocious disciplinarian who would not tolerate insubordination. He demanded unqualified discipline from all his juniors. He was well liked in the army and was expected to become a future GOC. Major General Welby Everard, the departing British GOC, in recommending his successor, stated that Maimalari was younger, more junior to the others, and militarily immature. To Everard, Mai Malari was never a serious consideration. Brigadier Babafemi Ogundipe had a more reserved personality than Brigaders Ademulegun and Mai Malari. Unlike Ademulegun, he was well liked and respected within the army, both as a senior officer and as a man. He was also conspicuously unpolitical. Ogundipe was regarded by Everard as a very capable and efficient officer. The British GOC then recommended Brigadier Ogundipe as his successor, but it was without success. The Sir Tafawa Balewa-led federal government ignored the advice of its departing British GOC and gave the top job to Agoyin Ironsi. The failure of the majors to arrest or kill Agoyin Ironsi has led some to believe that he was involved in or was at the very least aware of the coup plot. Ironsi and other senior officers had become concerned about the possibility of a junior officer's coup in the weeks leading up to the coup. These concerns were relayed to the Prime Minister, who either ignored them or chose not to act in response. As a result, Agoyin Ironsi was either in on the plot and an ally of the majors, or he was on the majors' hit list but managed to escape due to information provided by Igbo participants within the coup circle. However, Nzeogwu's interview in May 1967 may shed some truth. He had said in the interview with Dennis Ejindu that Agoyin Ironsi was to have been shot, but that they were not ruthless enough. Thus, Ironsi and his loyalists were able to supplant them. If Ironsi was part of the coup plot, why would the majors plan to kill him? Ironsi's survival in January was due to luck rather than the knowledge of the coup plot. His survival was also in part to the major's tactical mistake in arresting or killing other senior officers before getting to Ironsi. He had been tipped off that something unusual was happening via a phone call from Elizabeth Palm, James Palm's wife, in the early stages of the coup. The uproar caused by the assassination of other officers alerted Ironsi to the coup, and he was able to rally troops who assisted him in putting down the coup. After the coup was put down, Ironsi met with the surviving members of Tafawa Balewa's federal cabinet, who reportedly handed over the reins of government to Ironsi, who then suspended several parts of the constitution. The new head of state then went on to ban all political parties and formed a new military government with a Supreme Military Council consisting of the following: Major General Johnson Agoyin Ironsi himself as a Supreme Commander, Nigerian Armed Forces and Head of State; Brigadier Babafemi Ogundipe, Chief of Staff, Nigerian Defense Forces; Commodore Joseph Edet Akinwale Way, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy; Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, Chief of Staff, Nigerian Army; Lieutenant Colonel George Kurubo, Commanding Officer, Nigerian Air Force; Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, Military Governor, Eastern Region; Lieutenant Colonel Hassan Usman Katsina, Military Governor, Northern Region; Lieutenant Colonel David Ejo, Military Governor, Midwest Region; and Lieutenant Colonel Francis Adekunle Fajuyi, Military Governor, Western Region. Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966, opened the door to a series of other coups and calamitous events, like the Northern Counter Coup of July 1966 and the Nigerian Civil War a year later in 1967. General Yakubu Gowon, the head of state, who succeeded Ironsi, set up policies for nation building after the war. The National Youth Service Corps program was born out of this purpose in 1973 to unite Nigeria again. However, Gowon was overthrown in a bloodless coup that saw Brigadier Murtala Muhammad take over as a new Nigerian head of state. Muhammad himself would be assassinated in an abortive coup on February 13, 1976, which then saw the emergence of another head of state, General Olusegun Obasanjo, in a space of just 200 days. Obasanjo's regime paved the way for the Second Republic. The political ban which had been earlier placed was lifted and new elections were conducted. Alhaji Shehu Aliyu Usman Shagari emerged as the winner and became Nigeria's first executive president on October 1, 1979. After ruling for 4 years and 3 months, the Shagari administration was ended prematurely by another military coup. This time, Major General Muhammadu Buhari emerged as the next head of state. This would be the beginning of 16 years of consecutive military rule in Nigeria. The Buhari regime would only last for less than 2 years before another coup would overthrow his government. It was a palace coup that saw the emergence of General Ibrahim Babangida. Babangida's coup was the 6th one in Nigeria in just 25 years of independence. Interrupted by the failed Gideon Oka coup of April 22, 1990, Babangida would go on to rule Nigeria for 8 years until he handed over to an interim national government on August 26, 1993. With the initial promise to return to civilian rule in 1993, the famous June 12 elections were held, purported to be the fairest elections Nigeria has ever witnessed.
Comrades, Babangida handed over to what do you call it? Shoneko. What did they call that? Their government.
Interim government.
Interim government. Shoneko. You see as them cancel Abiola. They don't even mention Abiola again, though. Zoological Republic. Zoological Republic. One mumu, what do they call Magnus Oraka? Where they shout Obi, 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 Obi. When I hear say they don't sack Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo have been sacked.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter today.
Fine. Kenneth Okonkwo sacked. Why? Because they are just fooling themselves. Kenneth Okonkwo started calling people, let us pray for Peter Obi because that's the only hope we have now. So now I want to pray for Peter Obi to become president of Nigeria. Look at how they have cancelled Abiola with everything that happened with Abiola. Abiola even died for inside prison.
Yes.
See how they cancel him. And you want us to keep quiet for them to do nonsense for our leader, Namikano.
I'm telling you. And do you know the presentation of Mike Azokeme? He narrated how the history of Nigeria transpired and did not fail to mention Abiola in his presentation. He mentioned Abiola in his presentation. I'm telling you, he just ransacked everything in the zoo and just give it to the public. This is, a diplomatic, intellectual, treacherous, activist lawyer.
Anybody will not join hand together to end this zoo, it no go better for that person. Because this is the only time we must join forces together.
Yes.
The president will always say, I must join forces together. Because the reason why they are not ready to forgive, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is their worst enemy. If you think you are calling to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are wasting your time. They are not willing to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we must force them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If we don't force them by our action, they will not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you like, call all the politicians, call UN, call USA, let them talk. They put mouth, lie. Your action will determine whether Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. And the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still alive today is because of what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing.
Yes.
Go to Wikipedia. I don't know if you can even leave this in. Go to Wikipedia now.
Let me
Type
check.
Biafra government in exile. Type Biafra government in exile. Bring it out. The very first article there of Biafra government in exile. Let us read it. You will see Mazi Simon Ekpa have kept Biafra struggle alive. Have kept Biafra movement alive. That is why you see them. They pay them millions. They pay them thousands. They recruit 500,000 Irans to be fighting Simon Ekpa for 2 years. Go to Wikipedia right now. Type Biafra government, Biafra Republic government in exile. Just type it. If you type it, you will see what you will see. Biafra Republic government in exile. Type it in Wikipedia. Bring it out. The very first article you will see. Let us read it. You see that Mazi Simon Ekpa has achieved so more than anything all of them have ever done. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you are forbidden from daring or nearing anything that Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you must do everything possible to protect Simon Ekpa. What are they doing? They are recruiting even demons. They recruit demons to go against Simon Ekpa. But what is guaranteed is that they will continue to fail, all of them. They will fail. Because the only thing that will give us freedom, and Mazi Simon Ekpa is so ferocious in the essence that he is using double pump action, right and left, pumping Nigeria, pumping the zoo, pumping what do you call them? Pumping everybody, and at the same time pumping them for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with double action. You think we're going to fold our hands and allow the zoo to do what they did to Abdallah and do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Chineke all no there. Dara.
I just pasted it now in this thing. In the chat.
Now, how many Wikipedia do they even have on Biafran government in exile? Because the one I saw is different from this one.
Wait, let me open it and put it. The very first article you will see there.
No, I see the one Battle Cry sent. I think it's this one that you mean. 247.
The Biafra Republic government in exile. Wait, Biafra.
It surprised me waiting all of you that talk. It surprised me. Why do you want to go and start reading Wikipedia? You already know. You already know that Simon Ekpa has done something that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted to do for long.
The very first one there. The very first
Lieutenant
one
Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander, 56th Brigade, nke dị na Ojukwu, Simon oke mmiri na-ebu okwe, Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara, Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya.
Okay, this is the something now. Yeah, make you read.
Do you want to display it or you want me to read it?
Is it not the same one we have here?
Exactly, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
The very first article.
Biafra Republic government in exile. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.
Yeah.
This
push forward. Don't read all those the red and the yellow line, because that one is just their what do you call it? Survey, whatever. Push forward and then begin to read the main article.
The indigenous people of Biafra Republic government in exile. Officially, the Biafra Republic government in exile is the present legitimate provisional government of the formerly known Republic of Biafra. Biafra was officially an independent state that existed from 1967 to 1970. Its territory was ceded back to Nigeria after the war for separation ended on January 15th, 1970. Biafra voice, Biafra Vice President and the Chief of General Staff, Major General Philip Effiong, who assumed the leadership of the Republic of Biafra after the original president, Colonel Ojukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, exiled to Ivory Coast, conceded to Nigeria state. In what seemed to be the revival of Biafran cause, the government was officially re-established on April 8, 2023, with headquarters in Maryland, USA. The government was set up to reclaim Biafra from Nigeria. Its core agenda is to liberate Biafra out of Nigeria and re-establish a sovereign independent Republic of Biafra once again. On April 9, 2023, Simon Ekpa was officially announced the Prime Minister, but it was countered by critics shortly after the development. The government in exile has written to relevant bodies such as UN, EU, ICC, US, etc., seeking a date for referendum be granted. References. Now, this
Thank
is
you.
now. Huh? You say? Make I continue to read the
I
reference.
said thank you.
Okay.
No, don't worry. That's just what I want you to know.
There is
You know, the
something
fact
I
that
want
if
there is something I would
go ahead,
want you to see. You know, when we are
Go ahead.
talking that Gowon was to come to Biafra land, Gowon was coming to pray. Gowon is a good man. Gowon welcomed the Biafrans. Gowon accepted Biafrans. I don't know. I wish I can see this clip now. There's a clip I wanted to play so you will understand who Gowon really is. Gowon was so bitter that he would want to continue killing Biafrans, no ending. I wish I can see this video. I wish I can. But if I cannot, no problem. But I want us, somebody can continue. Let me concentrate and look for it.
What am I talking about here? You see, why is this thing, when you put up your charts, you put up your search, and you click it, this is the very number one on the Wikipedia. Why? Wikipedia is a place where millions and millions of people come in to search all over the world. Why is our own on the top list? It is because we have made a lot of impact. We have created a lot of awareness within 1 month. Written to relevant bodies. We have written to relevant bodies such as UN, EU, ICC, USA, and all what have you. And we have made so much impact consistently within this 1 month. We have not had a very superb inauguration yet, but we have created so much awareness that the whole world have seen it. And the only thing you will see is that there are critics. These ugly, non-important, non-existent critics, where are they? You see them where have they been? You see them showing up their faces. I like IPOB, like Sahara Reporters, like all what have you. And some of them will even come and claim and say, we are IPOB under Masina kind of what. Then you ask them, what have they done to make IPOB or make Biafra relevant in the world? What have they done to draw the world attention to the plight of Biafrans? Or what have they even done to draw the world attention to the plight of their leader, Mazin Namdekan? Nothing. It is exactly the same man, Simon Ekpa, that have drawn the world attention, have gotten the world to see what Biafrans are going through, and have given ultimatums, have done something that the whole world has seen. and have set up this Biafran Republic government in exile, which the whole Biafrans have supported and have, elected him as their prime minister. He is the one that have made these things happen. You understand? So these are happening now more than ever before. And if we must make a headway, we must maintain the momentum or increase it. In fact, it's not even or increase it. We must increase it and maintain and make sure that it keeps going higher and higher, improving on it. Because the only way the whole world will know that we are serious is by what we are doing. It's not by listening to idiots or criminals or stomach infrastructure bigots that have been paid to come and distract what we are doing. We don't call their names. We don't mention them. We don't even pay attention to them. We will continue to do what we are doing, because what we are doing is hitting them. It is setting fire on their anus so that they will know that this is not a joke. It's not like before. We can never ever slow down. We can never ever be cajoled or be hoodwinked to think that let us negotiate. No negotiation. We have crossed the Rubicon. So the whole world will come to hear us. Let's hire reporters. Let the nonsense, let them continue to make noise. The most important thing is who is making impact and who is the world listening to. Now, with this one on the top of Wikipedia, if there's anybody that attention will be sought for, who will they look for? Are they going to look for people underground? Are they going to look for critics? No, they're going to look for those at the top, those that Wikipedia have noticed to be at the top. We are the ones that the world are going to look for. We are the ones that are going to ask, okay, what do we do from going forward? How do we do it? We are the pace setters. We are the ones that they will come and seek our attention. And that's why Simon Ekpa is the true disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why this new dimension is the in thing. Thank you very much, Umu Biafra. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mazi Paul, the man of old, you have the mic.
Yeah, thank you, comrade. As we are going on, we are still riding on the track. According to my comrade, Pastor Vam, he said we must increase the volume. We are not going back. We must increase the volume because it is time for us to increase the volume. Everything has played. The history has been played. Coup, counter coup has been played. But now we are in our own generation where we have to change everything and make things to work. If you are still sleeping, or if you are still looking for money to build to buy your land in Lagos, you should know what is happening there. If you are still there thinking that money will solve your own problem, remember money is before you come, and money will be before you go. There is no reasonable thing every Easterner is supposed to be doing now than to stand up to finish this war once and for all. How do you finish this war once and for all? How you finish this war once and for all is to make sure that you join Wikipedia to understand that Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, has taken this struggle to a very high dimension. The whole world now have recognized that Biafran government in exile is in existence. You can check it there in the Google. How do you make this thing strong and powerful? There will be sit at home on the 8th, 9, 10, and 11 of this month. This sit at home stands for automatic release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for you to be free. The sacrifice, yes, it can pain your body, but it will not pain your soul, because your soul will rejoice for the sacrifice you are placing on. They say man shall not live by bread alone. Try to get small bread and you go inside your house for these 4 days. Observe this sit at home and they transfer power and the energy to autopilot IPOBs. Transfer power and the energy to Biafran government in exile. Transfer power and the energy to the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who has brought this struggle, all our suffering, in front of United Nations, in front of the whole world. Every other person in this world now is reading, understanding what we are passing through. It is not like the time of Ojukwu, when media is difficult to deliver information. Now, with your phone, your neighbors can deliver information and tell you what is happening. Every Igbo person, every Biafran, inside the 13 states that made up Biafran land, we expect all of you to respect this seat at home. That is where we are channeling our energy. Because when you stay at home for these 4 days, then you have transferred all the power and the energy which the Prime Minister and the government in exile needed for them to speak loud and volume in front of United Nations. This will give you the long-awaited freedom. Thank you, my comrades, as we hope break now. Go on. Ugo?
Hello. Yes. It's like they are not in the studio, or some of them are busy. Yes, like as we said from the beginning concerning this movement of Biafra Republic in exile, it is a needful thing that our Prime Minister have done to set up this government in exile. Actually, the issue have turned the table now, both in the zoo and in international world, because since they said they will not talk about Biafra, they started talking about Biafra now. And I think someone like Ruben Abati, who never believed in Biafra or anything, is now tweeting the history of Biafra. He's now even tweeting the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, on his own official Twitter. Who can believe this, that somebody like that who works in the national TV can come up and start tweeting a genuine separatist like Mazi Simon Ekpa? It is unbelievable. So they are just seeing the play. He's playing and he's coming up genuinely. And some of them are taking it to AIT and they were talking about it. So we are on the right path. There's nothing to think whether we are doing it well or we are not doing it well. We need to start something to happen. We don't wait for something to happen to us. We happen things. So as we are moving it now and taking it to this media revolution now, it is helping. It is sending out messages there. It is making the world to know what we are talking about and what we are fighting for, and making the world know that a British citizen who was our leader, Onyeduma Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya. In fact, some of them saying that he was arrested, but let it not be in our ear that we will hear when somebody is saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and we keep quiet. Just correct that narrative. Tell them he was not arrested in anywhere. He was kidnapped. Use that word, kidnapped. Let them get the message very clear. Because when you said Onyendu was arrested, it will look like it's an official thing or it's a legal activity. No, that's not legal operation at all. Once you hit the point, it is kidnapped. In their ear, in their mental, in their broadcast, it will sound illegal. Okay? And to round it up, tell them that it was extraordinary rendition. Let them know that it is clear that the operation by which our leader Oyindumazi Nnamdi Kanu was moved from Kenya to Nigeria is illegal by the operation of kidnapping, and which is against international law and against African Charter by section of their law, say that extraordinary rendition is against the law, it's against the international community. So make it like that, and we'll continue to bombard it, pushing it on the net. If you have any platform, if they warn you of saying such a thing, open another platform, bombard it, give it no rest until, you know, something happens. Push, push, push until something happens. Thank you very much, my comrades.
You see, the thing you said here now concerning Ruben Abati, it reminds me of the news I received today from Arise TV, the Allen Onyema of APs. Allen Onyema of APs is crying inside the Arise TV.
What's
Arise
he saying?
News TV.
Really?
He was there crying because Nigeria have started happening to him.
My God.
Nigeria have started happening to him. He has a flight in Owerri, the one that will depart and the one that will arrive. Fulanis descended on him.
Really?
Then the passengers cannot travel, not the ones coming in and the ones going out. And the Allen Onyema now is telling Nigerian government inside the Arise TV that this country cannot hold.
Really?
Yes. I can forward the message in our forum. So, or if I can.
Yes, yeah, forward it in the forum, please.
Okay. Then he is now telling that this country is a bullshit.
Really?
That this country, Allen Onyema of today. I just downloaded the message now. I downloaded it now. So if you see the Ruben Abati, you know, everybody, every Nigerian indigene need freedom. Oduduwa need Oduduwa. Arewa need Arewa, just like the way we need Biafra. But we, the Biafrans, are showing our own. Igbo extraction are the people pushing it hard, as if they are the only people that knows the importance of freedom. But actually, the people that know the importance of freedom are those people who is staying by the corner. That's why they say when you are coming to fight, when you see people that is liberating a nation, it is only few people in number. Few people will come and sacrifice their life, sacrifice their property, sacrifice their time. They will bring out their time to liberate multitude. Abati, which is now following our prime minister and retweeting, he knows what he has been passing through inside for working under Nigerian media. Shegun, the one of Channel TV, is crying as well because they shut him up.
Yes.
He is crying. Yes,
I think I heard him when he was crying that time.
Yeah, all of them are crying, but what is the thing they need? They need someone who will stand in front. Every one of them need freedom, but they are surprised that somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will jump out from nowhere and begin to enlighten the whole world. The time we are here defending Nnamdi Kanu, they are calling miscreant, idiot, and all this, and don't mind those people. But it happens that Nnamdi Kanu now has become the global figure. Put Nnamdi Kanu any place now, you will see how his name is flying. The person that has the highest movement all over the whole world. He was on top of Trump then, when Trump is the president of America. Nnamdi Kanu is on top then. So they are surprised. And there is a reason why we Igbos can do wonder. Why we can do things which is unimaginable to other people. Ruben Abati, which you are seeing today now, following our prime minister, it is because we are the game changers. We are the destiny changers. And they says, if salt loses its taste, it is of no use. And if salt just leave that thing that it makes a salt to do the work it can do inside food. There is no use you can use salt to do. And that is what Igbo people stand to present and to protect in the whole world. If salt loses its taste, it is of no use. Nigerians are suffering. Every one of them. Ruben Abati is suffering, but he can wear suit and tie. Shegu of channel television is suffering. He can wear suit and tie. All of them, they put tape in their mouth. They cannot talk. But they need someone who have the grace. Who are the people that have the grace? God raised Ojukwu to come and speak. All the analysis we are watching here today. They say Ojukwu Nzeogwu. Ojukwu Nzeogwu, who grew up in the north. He never see himself and take himself as an Igbo man. He has also the blood of this terrorist people. That's why he stand there and begin to fight. But our people will digest before we fight. And much Ojukwu is the person who came up and begin to calm the situation, because this is not how to carry up a coup. Then, what else again? God raised up another person, Nnamdi Kanu, who circulated this message. They think it was a joke. Ruben Abati knows very, very well that Nnamdi Kanu is serving his interest. Ruben Abati and the Shegu of channel television, they know that Nnamdi Kanu is serving their interest, doing the thing they're supposed to be doing. But when Mazi Simon Ekpa entered this struggle, we watched the interview which he had with our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Simon Ekpa asked our leader, Onyendu, I have gone through your documents and I found out the document you submitted to European Union. Onyendu was surprised. He asked, how did you get the document? He said he is a researcher. Then, Simon told Onyendu that day, he said, Onyendu, if you don't have anything in your table to get Biafra for us, ask me, I will give you something. That was what he told him. Then, Mazi Simon Ekpa asked Onyendu, what makes you think that the Biafra will come? Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him, he asked him, Simon, are you a journalist? I'm not bringing something here. Are you a journalist? Simon said, no, he is not a journalist. He told him, but you are doing the work of journalist more than Shegu of channel television, more than Ruben Abati. This work we are doing here now is work of the journalist. And we are the people who is bringing the news. But these people went to school, studied. After studying, they obtained their diplomas and everything, but they hide the truth. Now, Ruben Abati and all of them, they cannot stand what the prime minister is standing. Now they have seen that Biafra is now real with Google, through Wikipedia. Everything is real, well recognized. So, do you think they have choice? They don't have choice. Are you getting it? They don't have choice now than to queue in. And the prime minister told them that after this election, from the 29th of this month, then those people who does not agree with the Biafra will come. That's why we come here and begin to remind you that Ellen Onyema has a video from our Rise News, which he said that this country is a joke. Really? This country can never work. Really? Yes, I will forward it now.
Mazi, one thing you people will understand is that Onyema is a businessman who has been working, trying so hard to promote his business, to keep his business, and this is what we have been saying, and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying as well. Mercantilism is like in our mental, in our ment, we is just the kind of thing that has entered our mind, our mental. It's just like it has created something like mental disability, that anytime we are thinking mercantilism, buying and selling. Ali Nonyema, if you remember what happened when he welcomed or he went to South Africa, or he welcomed them. He said something when he also took the one Nigeria footballers to somewhere. He was welcoming them. He promised. He said something again. He believed he said something. I don't believe that anybody can bring down this country. We are Nigerians. We don't have any other place. This is our only home. He said so many things. So let Allen Onyema cry. We told him that he will cry, and all of them will cry, because why they were fighting against what we are doing was because they want to protect and they defend and they guide their business. And we have been telling them that this your business cannot stand it. They are not going to spare you, but they don't want to hear. So let them be. We need
No, there is something, my comrade. There is something where we are looking upon, and our prime minister, when he was addressing the new elected leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Iwe Anyanwu, he says that the role we have to be playing now is the role of open arms.
Yes,
Alenora,
yes.
Alenora,
I'm
we
not.
thank you
Listen,
immediately.
listen,
So
Maz,
it's the
Maz,
role of open.
wait,
Most people,
wait,
wait,
wait.
my brother.
Listen to me, listen to me. I don't want us to begin to talk about Allen Onyema and what he's doing. Let Allen Onyema be. When he repent, he come home. I know he said this. I have seen it. I listened to him, but I'm not interested. Like I said before, what we know, me particularly, I'm not interested in what Emmanuel is reading for us, manifesto. We have been seeing manifesto long ago. Let the person come out and focus on the freedom of Mazen Nadekalo. Speak, be speaking day and night. This man has done nothing. Let us hear it from your mouth. Not telling me you need to talk of peace, and this peace you cannot talk it without the presence of Nnamdi. We are not interested. Soludo don't do. I'm tired now. I beg, leave them. Leave Ali Nonyema is only a selfish businessman. So if they repent and come home, we welcome them. Me, I'm not condemning him. I'm not fighting anybody. But I am not going to sit down to cry for Ali Nonyema for their taking away his business or destroy. Listen, anybody is just like our brothers anywhere in Lagos, in Kano, trying to protect their business. Therefore, when you hear of Biafra, you say, carry this your nonsense, Biafra, come out. One day, the same Funanis are just leaving them because they are not yet their problem. Their problem are people like you and me. And they believe that they will get rid of us, then they will come easily and wipe them away. The Biafran Coup. Have you asked yourself why they are fighting so hard to get Benue State? Because they want to get Benue State. When they get Benue State, they have gotten us. And that is why Onyendu said, the program I ran today in the morning, Onyendu said that our border between Enugu and the Ebonyi State, our people, Igbo people in Enugu, from Ebonyi State, they purposely took them and put them inside Benue State so that Funanis can have access. And Onyendu said that ESM must be there, and ESN is there. So let us leave these people. Make them go do their business. Not you are doing your business, you are not interested in what I'm doing. When Funani show you one small red card, the other time he wanted
Save
to buy
Nigeria and come back in shame.
I tire. The other time he do you know that their air business, when they want to bypass, if anything spoil in his aeroplane and they want bypass, you go first of all come sign am, write am, come go serve am to aviation office na Funani. Now when they like they go sign am for him, and when they sign am they go come go buy am, let's assume he buy that thing for $1,000. When that thing come back, na aviation go receive am. When aviation receive am, they go tell am say in tax na $5,000. Onyema talk am with him mouth. Go search for channel or Arise television, you go see am. He dey cry, no be today. He don tell where he dey cry, but he no wan repent.
The videos are there. The videos
Yeah,
are
they
there.
are there now.
They are enjoying
How
it.
can you buy? How can you buy something?
You
Buy
say
something $1,000 in abroad.
you say stop talking about Onyema, and you keep on mentioning Onyema, and the
I
same
am
narrative.
telling you, no,
The same
listen, I
narrative
am
is
telling
what
you,
we
listen,
where we are heading to. Serve
no,
the
we are
zoo,
not heading to. I'm telling you to
serve
know
the
that
zoo, and they come
Onyema
back in
is a
shame, and all of them are
businessman.
returning
Listen,
back in
Paul,
shame.
Paul,
That is
Paul,
where we
wait.
are going here now.
Paul, wait. I am only giving you emphasis for you to know that Onyema is only a businessman that will only cry because his business has hooked him here. When the business is good now, he will not come out and tell you anything that Nigeria is not good. He's only deceiving you. He's deceiving himself, thinking he's deceiving us. Abeg leave am. Make you hear wetin go wan tell you. To tell you that what is his name? He was mocking and laughing. Where is Ojukwu? He should come. He said he should fight in last blood. Do you know why he was saying it? He was not satisfied in killing Biafrans.
No, he's not satisfied.
He was never. His desire is that he will wipe out all the Biafrans. So his desire was his intention was that Ojukwu should remain and fight while he killed the innocent Biafrans. While Ojukwu and the soldiers were there, Gowon was not fighting the army. Gowon was fighting the innocent civilians, women and children, killing them with helicopter, killing them with Tokona jet, killing them with soldiers. Listen to him. Tell Ojukwu, come back.
Where on earth will you line up little children, male of age 2, age 3, age 4 and 5 and going forward? You line them up and then open fire on them, then you call it war. Are you fighting war with little children?
War.
That is not
It's
war.
coming to pray.
That is genocide. So he was not fighting war. That is why, with the way BBC and Premium Times of London, UK was helping them. UK was helping them. UK now made sure the propaganda leaflet that was unleashed was covering the international media from seeing and getting the real news. So Gowon was happy emancipating the genocide. That is why in this very video, Gowon was now saying, where is Ojukwu? He should have continued now so that he will be seeing the dead bodies of his children piled up. Because he knows UK was already doing the work for him with the propaganda, making the international community to see that it is the Biafran people that are doing the bad thing. To the extent that the body that was like the United Nations was about to plunge into action, but UK told them, you don't have to put your hand in anything. We are in charge and we are going for peace. That is the propaganda that was going on. Whereas more weapons were being supplied. Gowon was enjoying himself. Enjoying. When you listen to this video, you see everything on his face. Then they are telling me you want to go for prayer. You want to go to do prayer on the dead bodies of the innocent children that he massacred in broad daylight? No.
Let's go.
Was it because he was a coward? Was it because he felt that he stood in the way?
See how he's laughing. Just look at how he's laughing.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. The foreign press that seem to know him better than we do, than I do, seem to give him all sort of excellent quality, so much above, in fact, than the rest of us. Ojukwu, the gallant chap who said, "I will fight to the last man, and I will be the last one, that will fall." What a pity! How are the mighty fallen, and in such a cowardly way. If he has done a Hitler, probably we could have thought, in fact, he is at least a man of courage. He didn't do a Hitler. Hitler took a poison, died, and ordered his body to be burned up. At least because he had, he knew what he has done. Ojukwu ran away and left these poor people that he has led into such suffering, such abject position, just left them, and now probably because with the money he has amassed outside, I suppose he will go and live in joy and plenty. Well, I hope he will enjoy the rest of his life. I hope his conscience will will allow him to rest. God knows. If at all, those who are supporting Ojukwu allow him to really get away with what he has done to his people, to Nigeria, to Africa, then I think they need to examine their conscience. And honestly, I have got no faith in such people.
You've now inherited the responsibility for an untold number of new refugees, many of them starving. Are you going to allow organizations that have been helping Biafra, like Joint Church Aid, to continue flying in supplies under your supervision?
As you know me, I always tell what I feel.
So, which people is he calling Nigeria that Ojukwu has offended? Is it the Biafran that he killed? He's calling Nigeria that they will be disappointed about what Ojukwu did to Nigeria. Who are the Nigerians? Is it not Biafran that he went to massacre? I don't understand this one.
He just, you see, what he's doing is like trying to shift everything to Ojukwu, every blame. He is painting Ojukwu black before the world, because
why is he saying that that Ojukwu will regret what he did to the people of Nigeria? Did Ojukwu kill any Nigeria, or did he?
That is why I brought this in, so that we go see who go one is. Look at him, very angry, bitter, wicked person speaking. When you see him, you see evil speaking. He was never satisfied on the number of innocent children and the women he killed. The original plan was that Ojukwu would remain while he wipe away every Biafran.
Yes. This is annoying. So he said that Ojukwu left the innocent children behind and exposed their life to danger.
That he should have committed suicide and die. Because anybody that forgive Ojukwu, that person should blame his conscience. That person should look at himself and watch himself and find out if he's okay. That Ojukwu should not be forgiven.
Can you imagine? But at the first instance, who want to force himself to be part of Nigeria at that then? Are we not trying to say we want to be ourselves? We don't want to be. But it was yesterday that I was meditating. What caused this war? Why these people are against Igbo? If they say they hate Igbo, why don't God? After I listened to Michael Nzeogwu, I pondered to myself. I just calm down, think. They don't want Igbo, and you are fighting Igbo, but let them go. You don't want them to go. Let them be to feel the national belonging. You don't want them to feel any national belonging to acquire any sensitive position in the country that you want to inhabit them, and you want them to be killed. And yet you are blaming Ojukwu that he exposed innocent children. How did Ojukwu expose innocent children? Ojukwu want to preserve the innocent children and the children unborn, and you are putting all the whole blame after your massacre. My brother, this man.
Make him go home now. Make him go home. Yes, Eleanor, I see you, my dear. I see you. Make him go home. Who have anything to say? Make him say. Because I think we don't try 3.5 hours.
There was a news saying that King Charles has been summoned to apologize for genocide. I saw that news today, and I put it on my community page on YouTube.
Who is summoning him?
The international community. Let me bring it up now.
If you apologize, listen, me, I'm not interested in apologizing. Let them do the right thing. If you apologize, the 6 million people they killed, are they coming back to life?
No, it was on Telegram. The UK Telegram said King Charles has been called on to apologize for British genocide and colonization by indigenous leaders from 12 Commonwealth countries ahead of the coronation this weekend. So it's like it has become an open eye. In fact, let me say this thing, any IPOB member worldwide, should just beat his chest that we have done a lot. If not this media revolution that we are doing, this kind of news will not pop up. I'm telling you, it will not pop up. It will be seen that nobody will even care about who was killed and where British people committed the genocide. You understand me? So it has been an eye opener. Or I go on Mazda 55 Vision.
Yeah, this news you bring out now, a lot of people might not understand what it means for international community to summon Prince Charles to come out and place an apology. Britain has committed the world crime, and they named it diplomatic way of life. That is where they created this vocabulary, diplomatic movement. No, many people will not understand what it takes the international communities to summon Prince Charles to come out and apologize, to place an apology. Because when you place an apology, it means that you have accepted guiltiness. And according to what you have just said here, the impact we are making, the progress we are making, creating Nigeria, Biafran government in exile, having our prime minister also has a link and a connection to this news you bring out today. This kind of news is some kind of news we have to bring up and tear the book, because this is a folio. But you just read the headline. You read the headline, but what is inside the folio? So any day, maybe our prime minister may have time to tear the folio of this thing. When they tell you what is behind coming out to apologize, then you will see the name of Igbo people there. You will see how Britain destroyed Nigeria, that place. You will see where it linked concerning this Biafran government in exile today and the division of Nigeria. Because there is no way the Prince Charles now will come and place an apology without apologizing to Biafrans. This is a very mighty subject. Any day, maybe another day we have time, we will be tearing this thing. If you read it down, you will see all they are going to apologize to. Because Britain is the head of all the crime all over the world. They colonize people and take away their mineral resources. And the time has come, if Britain did not go out of the European Union, nobody will ask them now to come and apologize. Now they pull themselves out of the European Union. They say they are going to face their countries which they colonize. Now the thing hold them on their neck, on the truth. Now they have come now, they have been summoned to come and apologize. So if we go inside these details, Biafrans will be jubilating. So thank you.
You're welcome. We'll go over to you.
We don't need to be dragging this. We are making waves. We are shaking the world. You think what we are doing is just only for Zoo? Even America, they are scared of us. Even that Britain, before Prince Charles start rendering the apology, we don't need the apology. Just let Biafra go. Pharaoh, let my people go. That is it. We don't care about your apology. Your mother and your ancestors and whoever have dealt with us enough. Because the Fulani cannot do anything without the British. I swear to God. They know. They want to apologize for what? For killing almost 10 million Biafrans and target 3 million. Who counted it? Who Who is that person that was there when they were counting it? Is it unborn babies? Is it pregnant mothers? Which one? Or is it the children you saw in the aircraft? They pack them like sardines, throw them in many countries. That's why everywhere you see a black man, whether in America, anywhere, their DNA must be from our side. It must be Biafra. They have killed us enough. We are not interested in the apology. He should keep his apology and look for a way to let our people go. We need freedom. We don't need apology. Apology cannot bring the people that died in Ihamufu. The 10 million or be 5 million Biafran children. The pregnant mothers. What kind of apology is that? The apology where it offer. And I don't like that thing they are playing. It's enough. Enough, because that person is not my brother. It's not my sister. It's not your brother. Pastor Van brother. That's why they remove history from Nigerian schools. That is a Fulani agent.
They are not dealing with the wrong generation. They are dealing with the wrong generation now. You have, when you want to place an apology, listen, let us get something here. When you want to place an apology, you are presenting all the crime you have committed. Yeah, they call it understanding your crime, accepting your crime, presenting the crime. This is the crime and this is how I commit it. Then it depends on the person which you wronged to accept or to say, okay, now you know you have done all this thing. This thing belongs to me. You took it away from me. Now you have accepted. Give me back what you take away from me. That is what they are talking about. When these Europeans play you with one side, try to learn how they play you and they play them the same game. You understand? Any day someone will analyze this thing and tell you what that apology stands for. Because apology is, you have wronged me. I say, yes, I wronged you because I took your thing by force. And this is your thing. I am sorry for taking it. This is what is apology. This is what apology is all about. Apology is a diplomatic word. It's not like apology in Nigeria, that Buhari will kill people openly. He is going, Nnamdi is inside the SA dungeon. He know he can remove him. He is going. He say those people he has offended. They should forgive him. This is not. Have we forgiven Buhari? But we are capturing all these things they are doing, making it go viral. People who don't understand what it means and how to capture people when they say, yes, we apologize. This is what we are doing. Buhari have placed apology. Have we forgiven him? Let him come and do his own. They are the armor of Fulani. Let him come and do his own, because these are the processes. Our prime minister is pushing. He is pushing, and we are receiving news. For me, we have just received a powerful news. That is how I understand it. Yeah, someone, Florence here said, it is an acceptance of our request for freedom. Accept it, place apology, give us our Biafra back. That is what we are talking about here, because we are holding them in a dangerous position.
Yeah, but we are not going to ask for this Biafra to give us Biafra. It's not by begging. I'm telling you, if we continue to beg them, they will not look at us. I'm telling you that they are there to just decimate Igbo race and they finish everything they have. Even said the decision of that war, I think, which interview I heard, someone was telling Gowon to go to march down to the Biafra land and crush the whole Igbo. As someone said, no, let's not go and crush them, let's negotiate. Who was saying that? In one interview, I can't remember again. So, what Gowon mean for Igbo is just to crush them. That's what Gowon mean. It doesn't mean there to go and fight, because if you remember, there was a newspaper in the zoo as at 1967. either 66 or 67, that where Gowon was saying if Igbo venture or try to secede, that he will create a core state. What is core state? Core state is like creating rivers, creating cross river, creating Bayelsa, creating Akwa Ibom, creating delta. That is core state. So Gowon just mean to scatter Igbo, that he failed to crush, but he decided to create a core state. That's where a core state came into play. But his determination was to go and crush all of the Biafran states. Someone told him, no, don't go. Let's negotiate. So on the process of negotiation, he came up with the idea. I think it was one of the British ambassadors in Lagos told him, look at what you will do to conquer these people. Just split them and you will conquer, just divide them, you will conquer them. So it was that template Fulani copied from Gowon and use it to conquer Igbo up to today. This is the half template. They are using it to conquer us. And to conquer us, they must find someone who is a saboteur among us. Somebody like the father of Nyawodo was used to conquer us. So the enemy within us are the ones who betrayed Ojukwu, who frustrated the freedom of Biafra at that war. If not this people, can you imagine the war they said they would defeat Biafra in 3 months, lasted for 3 years? Eh? Did we not try? We tried. Thank you.
There were no much Chineke. We don't try. Una know who they here na lion.
Hey.
I don't even know say somebody did there. I know they call your name, just make you are welcome. Now every the only thing where I go talk.
Mention your name.
ụmụnne m ekele m unu. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. This is a live presentation, of course, you all know, because you've been here, you've been watching. I'm just joining the studio right now. So I'm going to just sit back and watch what you guys are doing, and then we'll hit the ground running. I see you all. I see you, Biafra Voice 247. I see you, Pastor Vam. I hail you. Onwubiko, I see you, Akparawa Sonny. I see you all. Biafra Battle Cry TV. I see you, my beloved sister, Obi Biafra. I see you. I greet all of you now.
Yes, we hear your greeting, but you never introduce yourself. Just do that your introduction. Just do that thing. I don't talk am today. Say anything where I get you, you go teach me that thing. Just introduce yourself first.
Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. This is your brother Odinanwa. And of course, I am speaking live and direct from the studio of Biafra Unite Channel / television. We are live and direct right here in the studio. Thank you, my brothers. We move.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Biafra Unite.
Biafra
Unite. Thank you.
Long time, my brother.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you.
They were wonder.
Yes, my brother. We move.
Okay. I beg you, the microphone they open. Who want talk? Make it talk anything we want talk, because and the Biafrans, the microphone is still open to you all. You have anything to say? If you have anything against this sit at home, now we are looking for people that have something against the sit at home, because it's like everybody is accepting it. But that minute now, you will see some non-living organisms begin to tell you Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has cancelled sit at home. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can never cancel the sit at home that is for his freedom. Make we get them clear. Make we understand them now. So Anyway, and I know they talk too much. We are here. We are here. The mic is open, my brothers.
You know,
Who
the,
get a
the
make it
truth is
talk?
that the truth is that when they are doing this thing, they think that we are not smart. They think we do not know that everything that the zoo is doing is to, use all these politicians and all these Ohaneze Ndiwo, Ohaneze Ndara, and all the rest of them to deceive you. Where's this voice coming from? To deceive you to feel that they are concerned about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows the people that are concerned for him. He knows the people that are really fighting for his freedom. Because all they want to do is to make you feel that we are concerned about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then you will slow down. Yeah. After all, why are they calling for sit at home now? Shebi Iwanya have said they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they calling for sit at home now? Shebi Soludo have interfered. Since Soludo interfered, what else have he done? Shebi he went there to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he came back and said, I will take care. I will be caretaker. Release him to me. Did they release him to Soludo? Then what other effort did he make again? All the people that have spoken, Sote Mbazulike spoke, Sote, they ignore him. Elder statesman, he died. Even from the grave, he's still calling, and they ignore him. You want us to keep quiet and allow them to, we are talking about it, lie. We are going to increase the momentum. This sit at home, that is a we must intensify. Right now, thank God our Prime Minister have come out with the latest now. If you are Biafran and you see the wear khaki, you are just wishing yourself something else. So only you know what you are wishing yourself. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You put it is Biafra or every living thing will forget their life.
Okay, and they will somebody want to speak to us here. My dear, go on.
Hello, my great warriors, my great media warriors. Nado, I greet you, Dogo, Obi-Wan. Biafra Unite, is this you?
It's me, my sister.
Oh my God, it's amazing to hear your voice once more. 555 Vision.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sasang.
Thank you.
Biafra battle cry. Pastor Vam.
There were.
I greet you, Alenora.
Yes, so Alenora speaking, talking, no bit.
Okay, it's Anadora.
Yes.
Is that my own Alenor Okoro?
I want to know now my voice Alenora. Can you voice on your number?
Yeah. It's been a long time, my dear sister. Right. Yeah. Wow.
Our greatest gift in this situation with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this See, those who like Biafra, those who love us, those who sympathize with us, and those who hate us, they understood one word: sit at home.
Point.
It does not matter if they supported or not. It doesn't matter if they accept should go or not. But you see this sit at home. We need them because that is our weekly voice that keeps Mazi Nnamdi Kanu safe. We have been able to come this far we have few more hurdles to go, but we will get there eventually. We can't get money. We get that is where no person can tell me anything otherwise. Biafra must be.
Bam.
And we will go and we will move and we will excel and we will show our light to the world. We are a beacon. There is a reason Ejama Osisipu Mporoma Okute. It is because the fruits are exceedingly beautiful. Biafrans are beautiful. Another person can talk of their own, but this one that I know of, we are beautiful.
Bam.
The bad ones amongst us, at the end of the day, they file into shape because poverty changed them into being what or what not. But at the end of the day, when they are comfortable, you see them, they stop all their shenanigans and we go home. So thank you guys for being who you are. I appreciate all your efforts, your commitment, your resilience, and thanks to Biafrans who have stood the test of time. When we told them that it is Biafra or nothing, they will come and tell us one name. They will come and try to change the other way. We stay where we maintain. We are here. We go nowhere. No leave, no transfer, no surrender, no retreat. Ahead, we move. Thank you all, everybody, and may God keep blessing you and all your families in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
Now, ask no do go up to life.
Immediately. Then
I see comment. I can't check. Is here? Can't check. Come on.
This
check.
one
Yeah. I want to chip in something.
No, go on.
Before has to confirm if our PM is live already.
I am on it.
Okay. I actually want to chip in there. I'm going to be very, very brief. Very simple. I understand what is going on. I understand every single thing and all the movement that we have been taking. I want to say on September 17, 2021, we were live on interview. There's a very important question that I asked him. Since things are going this way and we have all seen the sabotage in Biafra agitation since our leader was kidnapped and renditioned to the zoo, what are we going to, what is the fate of man? How can we rescue Nnamdi Kanu from the lion's den? Simon Ekpa is saying that the only, as in, there are no two ways about it. The only way leader will be is through what we are doing, through our resilience, through our agitation, through fight. I said, okay. This is what we are doing today. Fighting on ground and our protest. And our protest is the question I asked Mazi Simon Ekpa still remains empty today. How do we rescue Nnamdi Kanu? And only way, because that time, what's the name? Hazendibo with the what do they call it? Political solution. And the criminals that we have expelled in IPOB carried mantra immediately. Everywhere on social media, they were gallivanting all over the places, shouting solution. They even went ahead to, and the meaning of political solution on. But I got the full information from insider what they want to achieve with that useless political solution. So the interviewing Mazi Simon Ekpa, I asked him that very all-important question. The only way is through what we are doing. Now, that brings to the current situation today. We are talking about the zoo. We are talking about we are not talking about the Western world. We are talking about a particular animal kingdom. Bees habit. People who do not know what it means, who do not know the meaning of it and life. That is the problem we have with this zoo. So when we touch on this, they mowed us down. They destroyed us. They finished us up. They killed our youths. And do you think our fools are watching on the street today with zombies? We are not cowards. We are beings, and we wish to live. We want to live. It is quite disheartening to see our youths being on the street of Aba, on the street of the street of Owerri and the Enugu State and the Ebonyi. So we have to strategize. How do we do this? We said sit at home is the best way to protest. Because this one, they won't see anybody to maul on the street. They cannot come in house and kill me sitting at. They can't do that. But when they see you on the street, they fire you. And this strategy is working magic. It's even more effective than protest. Because this one ground every single thing. The useless economy, they are shocking about everything completely. Because when you in the street, the government may get if they used to get 3 million per day, for example, when you march on the street, they can 2 million. But when you grant everything completely, everywhere is deserted, they get nothing. Not only that, that proves to the world these people have lost the legitimacy as the governors or the government officials or the people who are in charge of activities or everything on in this land, that the people have taken their destinies, so they are all to even world. They are none of these imbecilic animals parading themselves as in the land, the Biafra land today should remain there. With shame. So what do we have to do? We must continue. Let me say this before out. Continuity is the most important aspect to success in life. I repeat, continuity is the most important aspect to success in life.
Exactly.
When you are doing something and you give up along the line, maybe you think, oh, this thing is working. Oh, this thing is not yielding any good fruit. Oh, this thing is not helping the matter. I want to assure you that you have failed.
Complete.
If you want to get the benefit, you want to reap the fruit of your labor, to gain, you want to profit, you want to, see the benefit of sweat, of all the suffering, all the long suffering, you must keep going. You must continue until you get your final destination. Failure to do that, you have failed. Between 8th and the 11th of this month, we begin to come our demand once again for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Any other voice coming on social media or any radio whatsoever to say something, then that voice is a voice of an enemy of Biafran people. That voice is a voice of an enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You, my people.
Thank you very much. Biafra Unite. God bless you. We'll go take up the mic and summarize if our Prime Minister is online so that we can see if we can end up this one and start the one of Prime Minister because this one has already elapsed 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, we are rounding up already. Whether Prime Minister is coming or not coming, we've tried. The 4 hours no day here. So Biafra Unite, our brother, you are highly welcome. We still love you. That love still remains. We never change them. The love never change. So you are welcome once again. And
thank you.
And Biafra, so now don't hear them from our brother, the Biafra, the Biafra Unite. But I can't see anything like a Mazi Simon Ekpa online. I can only see the video we played now, I believe. This video of the coup, the first coup of Ojukwu. I think who sees what is Simon Ekpa playing if he's live? Because me, I can't see anything. Okay, it's like he's come like through.
I think I see it. Tassin News is playing it.
He is starting. Okay, Biafrans, we have to end this program here and now to be able to join Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister again. So I beg, make we no begin to say goodbye because he go take our time already. He's already online. Make we move.
Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander 56th Brigade, nke dị na Ojukwu. Simon oke mmili na-ebu okwe. Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara. Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander 56th Brigade, nke dị na Ojukwu. Simon oke mmili na-ebu okwe. Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara. Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Lieutenant Colonel Simon Wakwe, Commander 56th Brigade, nke dị na Ojukwu. Simon oke mmili na-ebu okwe. Simon ọkụ na-agba ọzara. Simon bụ atakata agba isi ya. Lieutenant